Hi, this is Kavita Suresh Kumar, and in this video I am going to demonstrate how to create REST API using AWS Lambda and API Gateway. I have logged into my AWS account. First let's create the Lambda function. So click here, Lambda, click create a function. Okay, we have three options. Either we'll be able to author from the scratch, or we can use a blueprint, or we can use a container image. For this demo purpose, we will author from scratch. Okay, first we need to give a function name. So I am going to call my function as hello function. Okay, and the runtime you have multiple options, but I'm just going to leave it with the default Node.js 20. Okay, so the permissions, so the Lambda will create an execution role because it is going to push the logs to the CloudWatch. So I'm not going to change anything. Okay, so in case if we are going to perform some operations with Lambda like reading from S3 and other things, you can use an existing role which has that permission to read from S3, or you can create a new role. Okay, so I'm just going to create a function which is just going to say hello from Lambda. Okay, so I'm just going to leave it with the basic Lambda permissions. So now click create function. The function is getting created. Okay, the function has been successfully created. Okay, so now what we will do is we will test the function. So we could see, right? So this is, I'm just going to use the sample code which is going to print hello from Lambda. Okay, so click test. Okay, so you will be able to create a new event to test it. So I'm just going to call it as test event, right? And I'm going to invoke it. We could see we were able to successfully execute our Lambda function, and we got the response as expected, hello from Lambda. Okay, so now it's all good. So now what we will do is we will go to the API gateway to create the REST API. Click API gateway. Okay, so first we need to select an API type, right? So various options available like HTTP, WebSocket, REST API private. So for this demo purpose, we will select the REST API. Okay, click build. Okay, new API. So we need to give the API a name. So I'm just going to call it as hello API. Okay, and the API endpoint we will leave it as regional. The other options what is available is edge optimized and private. Okay, then click create API. Okay, so first we need to create a method. Click create method, right? We need to select the method type. So it's going to be a get call, some get, and the integration type is Lambda function. Okay, and let's search for our Lambda function. Okay, hello function. Okay, so the remaining everything I'm just going to leave it as default. Then click create method. Okay, so the method has been created successfully. So what happens, right? So from the client, the method request will go, then it will go to through the integration request, it goes to Lambda, and then the response will be get through integration response, and the method will return the response. Okay, so this is going to be the flow. Okay, so now next what we need to do is we need to deploy this API. So before that, let's do a test. Click test and click test. Right, so we could see we were able to get the response as expected, right? Hello from Lambda. Okay, so next, because we were able to locally test it, but if we wanted to test it as an API, right, then we need to deploy this API. Click deploy API. Okay, so you need to select a stage. So I'm going to create a new stage. So I'm going to call it as a test stage, right? And then click deploy. Okay, so now we have successfully deployed this API. We will be able to invoke this API using this URL. Okay, I'm just going to copy this, paste it here. So we were able to successfully invoke the API using this URL. Okay, so now what we will do is we will go and delete, right? So first what we are going to do is we are going to delete the stage. Okay, so I'm just going to confirm and delete it. Okay, so we have deleted the stage. So next is we'll go and delete the API. so we have successfully deleted the API which we created in the Amazon API Gateway. Okay, so now what we will go and do is we will delete the Lambda function as well. Okay, so actions, delete. Okay, so we need to provide the confirmation and delete. Okay, so we have successfully deleted the Lambda function also, right? But the Lambda function creates a log group, so let's go and delete that as well in the CloudWatch. Select log groups. Okay, select this and then go to the actions and delete log groups. Delete. Also the Lambda function creates a role, so let's delete that role as well. Okay, go to the IAM roles. So it has created a role with the function name. Okay, let's delete it. Okay, we have successfully deleted the role also. In this demo, we have seen how to create a simple Lambda function and then create a REST API using API Gateway and then invoke the API using the URL provided. And also we have seen how to delete the Lambda function and the associated role and the CloudWatch log groups created by the Lambda function as well as the REST API. If you like this demo, please do like, share and subscribe. Thanks for watching the demo.